Good evening, viewers. You're welcome to the December edition of our podcast, Tag Stronger Together. It's a talk show on marriage. We're here to learn from the mistake of others. We're here to learn from how well, they've taken their marriage, how people meet, what marriage is all about. Is marriage worth the hype? What is the role of culture in marriage? Some of us still believe in marriage. Is it worth it? I've got an amazing couple here tonight. You want to move closer, and I'm sure you're really going to enjoy this moment. It's my most admirable couple. I love them, and I'm sure everybody wants to listen to their love story. This couple, I tell you, they are amazing in every way. You can admire them for a lot of things. It's nice to be here. On this note, I don't want to call them the name I normally will call them, but I'm going to introduce them officially. Tonight, I have on the show, I call them my boo, my love, Mr. and Mrs. Olumuyiwa, Natsima, and Victor Owolape. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
It's nice to have you here.
Nice to be here as well.
You look amazing. Natsima is always a beautiful woman. You're welcome.
Thank you.
And you've made marriage really admirable. That's not to say you don't have your flaws, you don't have mistakes that you have made. And that's why we are here tonight, to learn one or two things from you. And here we go. Tell us the starting point. Where was your rendezvous? How did you meet? You have so many stories to how people meet themselves.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And you look amazing to me.
I'm sure you're going to take us through another route tonight.
Oh my.
Tell us the genesis.
Are you starting, my love? Because you initiated it, so.
Well, we met in 2011, May 2011. The Living Praise was having their church anniversary, and that was 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks after my birthday.
After his birthday.
Yeah.
And our church, the church I was fellowshipping at, was Chapel of Light. We're invited to minister at their church anniversary program, and I was just a member of the choir sitting
in your corner.
Yeah, and then I just spotted this
fine
boy up on the stage singing.
You spotted him?
Yes, so.
I saw him first, and I was like, Then from there, I think you should carry on from there.
Oh,
yeah.
She's giving the baton to you now.
Yeah, so like she explained, it was our church anniversary weekend. Living Praise invited Chapel of Light. She was a member of the choir in that fellowship, and I was on the stage with the choir. Whenever you see beautiful people walking, you admire. Of course, I admire, but I was just doing my own thing. Like I always do my own thing. And after that, she found out that my birthday was 2 weeks before. After the event, she added me on Facebook.
Yeah, because my sister-in-law, my present sister-in-law, my other brother's wife, was a member of his choir as well.
Okay.
And then we're friends. We had so many friends in common. I saw, while I was going through Facebook, I bumped on his picture there, and I added him on Facebook.
Yeah.
I love your move.
She added me on Facebook. She tatted me up, and I could recognize the face. I could still pick the face, like, oh, hi, how you doing? And that was it. But I think one of the amazing thing was this. The Monday after, that was, I think Monday or Tuesday, thereabout, only a few people has give me birthday gifts, and I think that this is the first time I actually received a birthday gift from someone who is not a member of my family. She bought me this polo shirt, and she chatted me up, and I think that time we've exchanged our BBN ping.
Blackberry.
Yeah, Blackberry then.
Oh,
So she
God.
pinged me.
I
and
love the move.
I have a gift for you.
Oh.
And I'm like, people don't normally give me gifts. This is going to be interesting. And she got me this polo shirt. And I actually had that polo shirt for more than 5 years.
It's an expensive thing.
Because
polo is expensive.
Because it was coming from her, and I normally just don't, do away with clothing. I them very well. So she sent me a message, she has a gift for me. I was really excited, like, wow, someone outside my family is getting me a birthday gift. And then I gave her my address. Oh, this is where I live. And then, lo and behold, I saw her waiting. Like, wow, this is going to be interesting. I got the birthday gift. We chatted a little bit. I think that day I made fried rice. Oh, and that was the day she knew that
you could
I'm a chef. Like, I can cook. So I made fried rice. I welcomed her in because I had a housemate then. I welcomed her in. Come on, come in. Let's have something. So she tasted my food, and lo and behold, everything fast forward. We are where we are. 3 kids.
3 beautiful girls, yes.
And rolling on.
That's amazing. You know what? Especially Africans. African never makes move, towards a man. And I love her boldness. I love her confidence. And that actually initiated something. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter who starts.
I don't think it matters. And it shows, when you... And there was something she did further down the line, which... when you see something you love and you're sure about it and you're sure about the journey, you stick to it. Things would happen because I was not the most innocent guy, But she told one of my friends one day, said, that guy is my man and I'm not going to let anybody take him away from me. And, I was, after a while, I had to sit up, and say to myself, Abi, treasures like this, you don't throw them away. You have to just follow it through. And it made me also, think about it and say, it's time you have to be very responsible, because I know she's from a very responsible home. And, as a guy, I just had to be very responsible. So for that, I give that to her.
She doesn't really look somebody who is very rugged. She looked tender. She looked so amiable. But you wouldn't imagine such force and such determination from her. So at times it's not really the look.
It's not the look. Don't get
I think she's got a driving force behind her that actually pushes her.
Just before the podcast, there's something I mentioned to him before we came down. I said, we're just talking, and I said, when I look back, at the people that he had, been friends with, I didn't even fit in the criteria. So if it came to physical looks or anything, I wasn't. So it's definitely not about looks or appearance.
Because back in the days, it's funny, because I'm very small in stature for a guy, so I love to date
people who are bigger than
that are bigger than me, because my opinion of that is, when we are outside, there should be this way things should look. Or the guy is small, the girl's, and when we started dating, every time I think about it, I'm like, wow, I never expected I would find myself here. Because when it comes to the look, what I normally look out for when it comes to the physical appearance of a lady, it's not what I currently have. And over time, I got to understand, you were just missing the points. Those are not actually the important things. There are better things to treasure rather than just the physical appearance.
You look amazing. You're a fine man, I must confess. She's a beautiful angel.
Thank you.
But you actually push that aside. It's just to actually tell us that love takes more than look.
It does.
It takes more than that. Thank you so much. I think viewers, are you getting something? If you are a single out there, don't wait for any man to make a move. A lady can make a move. It doesn't matter who shoots the gun. And that's going to take me to the next question. I don't know who to direct that to now. Anybody can pick that up. So at what stage of your relationship did you guys know that you were gonna go to another stage of getting married?
For me, if I take the lead in answering this, I knew from the day, to be honest, from the day I saw him up on that when he was ministering, I just knew. And despite all the hurdles and the things that happened in between, I don't know. Sometimes they just say, when you know, you know. I just knew. And then there was a day we're having a church program, and the pastor was teaching. He wasn't really teaching about marriage, but he made a statement from Genesis about he who finds a wife finds a good thing, and that was what God, I believe, confirmed to him later on at some point. And when we went for counseling, I know that. Remember when Pastor Peter, But I personally, I knew from, that's why when that lady, sorry ma, the lady that your friend said that statement to, I told her that's my man. Nobody, I knew from the beginning.
I think for me, I wasn't there. Okay, there are so many things that come into play when it comes to our relationship. We're not from the same country.
I was coming to that.
We're from different upbringing. We speak different language. Our social life is completely different. I've been out of the house for a very long time. I've mixed with a lot of people. And whenever I look at her like this daddy's girl and this fragile girl that, you shouldn't do anything to hurt or something like that. So my group of friends also that I had, all these things had influence. So I couldn't make up my mind pretty early, but I think after a while I got to understand her better. And there is something I really appreciate about it is that she doesn't call white gray and she will not call black white. However she sees it, she'll tell you straight away. She doesn't hide anything, and for me, that's one key area of my life that I need someone to be able to put me straight at every point in time. I had a very, when growing up, I had my mom she's very stern. She wouldn't cajole you to do anything. She would just put you straight in line. And I knew when it comes to marriage, I need someone, not someone like my mom, but I need someone who can tell me the truth at every point in time in the marriage. If I'm doing something wrong, she can tell me, I don't like this thing that you're doing because it's very wrong. So it took me time when I understood that about her, because also, as a guy, you'll be looking out here and there thinking, oh, maybe if this doesn't work, you have another one that might work. So my eyes were in different places. But after a while, my eyes became single. And I said to myself, I think when I started noticing that some guys were getting close to her uncomfortable, I was feeling so uncomfortable about it. And I said to myself, I think that time, my pastor, Pastor Nero, I went to him. I said, Pastor, there's something I need to discuss with you. I can't discuss this with friends because I know friends can't give me the right advice. I need someone who is elderly, someone who knows about marriage, someone who can see from afar and tell you as it is. And I explained the situation to him. I said, Pastor, I have this friend who is very, very close to me. I like her, but I can't marry her. And I have, Nasima. She said, yes. He said, there is even no need to go far about it. I said, she has told me that she doesn't want me to have this friend relationship with this person. If anything is going to go on, I must break that relationship. But it's hard for me because this person is also kind of special to me. And Pastor told me, he said, Olabi, you are either not ready or you are ready. If you're ready, let her go. Other friends would come. I'm advising you from the place of your pastor, a friend, a father, a brother. And after that, I had to call my friend and say, you know what? The person I want to get married to said she cannot entertain this relationship. So you have to go. And I came back to her, I said, I've done what you want me to do. Can we move forward to the next stage now? And that was it for me. And it took me time, but she was convinced from the very get-go.
One thing that really stood out for me in extracting from what both of you have said is that she knew what she wanted.
Yeah.
As a lady, as a single man, you must know what you want at a particular stage. If not, if you take such a long time, it's going to slip off you.
Yeah.
And it's not really about chemistry. It's about, I often say that your chemistry teacher lecturer will leave the stage at the time. I think you can have individual characters, actually very different. But one thing you said was that you have a weak point and you realize that this is somebody who is going to help me, with this my weak point. And that really is a big one for me. And that's going to take us to the other question you had actually reminded me of. We're talking of intercultural marriage here. And if you are viewing us now, I know a lot of people has this issue of marrying somebody from another culture, from another country entirely. Here we are, two living souls thriving in marriage. Has there been any obstacle, was it just rosy like that? And I know what African parents can be from another culture entirely. I'm very sure there are obstacles that within yourself, and there will be obstacles going back to your origin.
Yeah.
Talking of your parents.
Yeah.
Tell us your experience in a very short.
Well, I think I would love to share this experience.
Okay.
Like I said,
Can you tell us where you are from, first of our viewers?
I'm a Nigerian.
Yeah, Nigeria.
Yeah.
And Nasima?
She's, I won't call her a Cameroonian because she doesn't behave like an African. So I would say she's a Caribbean. She's a mixed African Caribbean.
Okay.
Her mom is from Martinique, her dad is Cameroonian. So I think that really played in the way, she was nurtured, when growing up. My dad is Nigerian, my mom is Nigerian. But the beautiful thing is, my home, my parents are not fussy. So far you love the person, they can see the genuineness in the relationship, they go for it. But, a lot of people have heard a lot of things about Nigerians, which put people on the edge, and so many things. Some
That could be a kind of disadvantage.
Yeah, they were actually disadvantaged for me because one of them, I never knew she was French. For example, she had a French passport. Because for me, I'm a go-getter. But in some people's mind, they're looking at it like, oh, Labi, you just want to use that girl to get the paper. And after it's done, and that's it. But I think for the first 3 years, I didn't even know she had an EU passport because I was more just focused on, you study, you finish, the genuineness of the relationship because you want things to just happen naturally. But my father-in-law had this whole picture painted about Nigerians, and he's watched a lot of Nollywood.
Oh my God!
I remember the first day I actually met him. I went to see her and I was thinking, oh, her dad is around, let me go say hello. Her mom is around, let me say hello to them. He was the one who attended to the door, who opened the door. He didn't even tell me, hello, young man. He opened the door, he saw me, and he left the door and he walked away. And my mother-in-law, I could see her signaling to him to say, you don't treat a young man like that for the very first time. She was so angry. She felt so. And her mom was trying to say, "Oh, don't worry. You don't expect a man to come and take your hand, and your dad will just let you go like that. You are the only girl, he has, and things like that." She was trying to play it, but I could tell that it was so uncomfortable with Nigerians. And over time, I tried to let them see that take away where I'm from. Just look at me as a person. Look at my values, look at the things that and I'm a family person. And she knows from the very get-go, I told her, I said, I love family. I don't want a situation where I'm married to someone, we now say, we don't talk to those people. No, that's not me, because the way we were knitted when growing up, my mom made us understand that family is key. And once you marry, they become your family. So that's key for me. And I wouldn't want to go into a relationship where I know that part is not sorted, because it has to be sorted. So there was quite a huge tension in that area. And one very funny thing happened. The year we're supposed to get married, I've applied for a visa. My visa wasn't out. We've planned the wedding. We've done everything. She went to Cameroon. They were expecting me in Cameroon. My parents were in Cameroon. Our friends were in Cameroon.
From all over.
From all over. Everybody were in Cameroon. And I was the only one. I couldn't get... So we submitted the application. We're like, what's happening? This thing should come. Trust me. The wedding day, the groom was nowhere to be found. The groom was here in the United Kingdom. The bride, the family, everybody were there.
And that's, sorry to cut you, that's going to give your father-in-law a good ground to say, this is what I'm saying.
It actually gave him a good ground to stand.
God.
And, they asked my wife, should we continue with the wedding? Or my wife said, no, my boo is not here, so nothing is going to happen. And it took me time to be able to convince my father-in-law that I wouldn't want to just...
Over the phone?
I couldn't do it over the phone. I had to go to him.
Okay, for that incident.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had to, because after the incident happened, everybody went to wherever they came from. And it took me time to balance myself, because I was so angry with everything, with the situation. And I told my wife, I said, I need to go and see your dad. When the visa finally came, I traveled to Cameroon. I didn't tell my mom and my dad that I was going to Cameroon, because also they now had their own bias about the whole situation. So it made the tension was so high. I told my wife, I said, I'm going to go to Cameroon. I can remember the day I was in Paris, my dad was chatting with me. He said, how are you? I said, I'm fine. He said, this thing, married thing, maybe you would why not just relocate to America? I said, I will think about it. I was telling him on the phone that I will think about it. I got to Cameroon. When I got to Cameroon, I went to my father-in-law and my mother-in-law. He was so happy to see me, because then he understood that, no, this guy loves my daughter. And he will go to any length.
And on that note,
to do
he gave out.
On that note, he gave in like, now I've sorted that part, and I thought, now I need to go and sort my parents' part as well, because the whole situation just built up unnecessary tension. When I was there, I called my mom. I said, Mommy, I'm in Cameroon. And she was like, so when we were chatting with you like 10 hours ago,
where were you?
I told them, I said, I was in Paris. If I told you guys I'm on my way to Cameroon, you would just throw the whole thing. And I said, I needed to be wise at that point in time. So there was a lot of tension when it comes to our marriage. And I think it actually helped us in the marriage. It's helping us in the marriage right now, because we've gone through a tougher situation that together we've been able to calm the storm, with wisdom, with prayer and everything. And it's just...
Thank you so much, Mr. Owolabi. For me, you really taught us a lot of things. In intercultural marriage, it's possible.
It is.
And for parents, we are all parents, and somebody's going to come for our children one day. Yeah. You don't judge a book by its cover. Yeah. You at times value doesn't reflect on the outside, except incidents happen. Yeah. Except you see the the willingness and the eagerness that people will put on. You are just an example of two people in love. And love differs. People exhibit love in different ways. I'm sure on that day the day you didn't show up. How did you feel?
I just cried. And then I went,
disappointed. You knew actually what
I knew
happened.
what was happening. To be honest, we were just believing. We just had faith that that visa was going to be out before the
wedding
date
day.
we had
Yeah.
set. But when we seek counsel later on and spoke to people, they told us next time, just take advice from people before you plan for a wedding and fix a date. If you don't have your visa, you can't be planning for a wedding. So
yeah.
I said as well that really actually will be a lesson for single ladies, single girls, and single men looking out to go to get married is actually not giving up.
yeah.
You went through a lot of obstacles that could make you give up on each other. If you know what you want, go for it. The beginning of every journey is not usually so smooth. Look at the way your father-in-law, treated you, and the way he actually, reacted to you coming about Nigerians or whatever. Some of the people have always asked me, what if I have all girls? What if your girls marry a white? I said, I'm not bothered about that. What I'm bothered about is let them marry the good whites. Let them marry the good purple. How? This is the most important, part of the wedding, the marriage journey, to ladies especially. So that takes me to, how did he propose and how did you propose? Dramatic? Was it the usual? Was it saying did he lost bread and he makes bread now? Did he put the ring in the bread? Was it? I don't know. I'm just guessing. Are you gonna take us through that shop?
He proposed to me on his birthday. I don't know what he loves himself, I think. On his birthday.
That's memorable.
Yeah, 10th of May 2015 at the beach, Seaburn Beach. I wasn't even I didn't.
She was
I
not
was not expecting it. Yeah, he just said let's go on a walk because we used to like going on walks. We used to go to the park. Just used to like going for walks. So he just said let's go, and then he proposed to me there. It was just two of us, nobody to take any picture.
Yeah.
So he just did his thing. Yeah.
And the bold person that you are, you weren't thinking about saying yes or no.
No, I wasn't thinking.
You
My mind had been ready, so I grabbed my ring. It's just that he had to change the ring because I did not like
We
the
changed
ring.
it twice.
He changed it twice.
Yeah.
Oh, you said you didn't like the ring.
I didn't like the ring. It wasn't looking like a what they call them?
Is it engagement?
An engagement ring.
Yeah.
So he had to change it to make it look like an engagement ring.
My God. And that really mean a lot to a lot of women. How you propose. Some people do not really attach so much importance to it. It's a day that you're gonna think about for the rest of your life. That's the starting point of the marriage for me. As much as however you want to think about it. Did you have to rehearse that or whatever?
Well, I didn't realize it.
Did you struggle with it?
No, I didn't struggle with it because one of the things that I normally do is when I want to make very important decisions, I love to talk to people that I call my mentors. And I remember that very Sunday, it was a Sunday, we finished the service and I told Pastor Johnson, I said, Pastor Johnson, I want to see you. There's something important that I need to discuss. Pastor Johnson was like, what is happening? And Pastor Cynthia, I went into the office and said, today I want to propose to Nasima. Pastor Cynthia was so happy. And then it was like, I said, is there anything special that I need to do? Pastor Johnson was like, there is nothing special. You got the ring, right? I said, yeah, I got the ring. You guys love to go for a walk. I said, just go for a walk, propose. You don't need anybody there. Just do what you need to do. And that was just it. I came back. I think that day we came to the shop. And after we left the shop, then we went for our regular walk. And I just did it at the beach there. And then got once. I said, please, can you take us a picture? And a passersby just took us a picture. And that was it.
That's so beautiful. It's not about going on the cruise. You can propose anywhere. I think my last couple, he proposed within a riot. There was a kind of riot. And he grabbed her and he like, will you marry me? You know, I don't know what it was like for him. But, you know, there are certain things that actually prompt us to do a lot of things. For me, it is going for what you have, for what you really want. And that's going to take us to another, you know, beautiful question that I think will be a very big lesson for our viewers. I know coming together has been challenging for you guys because of the intermarriage, marriage that you have. You are from different culture and everything. What has been your challenge? Because you wouldn't want to tell me that it's been bed of roses, and that's the myth about marriage that a lot of people have. Yeah. That everything must go rosy. What has been your biggest challenge, and how have you overcome that?
So personally, I would say
it could be something external that has not really come from both of you, and it can be something that has actually, you know, been a struggle from both of you.
So I would say the language.
The language barrier.
Yeah, because the home is coming from, they speak in their dialect, Yoruba. In my home, because my mom is French, my dad is a mixture of English and French, and a bit of our own dialect. That I'm used to. That was a bit difficult in the beginning. I always wanted to know what they're saying. I used to feel, maybe are they talking about me? And the nice thing about it is it pushed me to start learning the language. So I know some basic things. I can understand. If you're having a conversation, I can pick some things and put it together.
Was that why you changed your name, or you were named Aweru as well? Because somebody had to give you a Yoruba name as well.
That's probably.
Okay. So you learned.
I'm learning. I'm still learning.
Still learning.
And also, my mom has had to learn her husband's dialect to the point that she even teaches him some things.
Gosh.
So that I feel like has also influenced my wanting to, and my eagerness to want to learn the Yoruba.
So that's one of the biggest barriers in intercultural marriage. What you did that actually, you know, impressed me is that you were intentional. You know, it's about being intentional about our marriage. Something, whatever you don't build on, it depreciates. So you have to work it out yourself. To be intentional. This is gonna work. You didn't go into marriage to make it fail.
No.
So you go, you know, having in your mind that this is going to be successful. And one of those things is for you to say, you don't sit down there and say, what are they saying about me? What are they saying about me? You know who you marry. You don't speak the same language. So you must learn from the culture. Even if you speak the same language, you don't really have to, you're not brought up in the same way. So how did you, that was what you did to overcome your own obstacle, the language barrier?
And I believe it also drew me closer to
knowing the family as well.
And I think that because they love speaking it and they hear me speaking it just makes them feel good.
It does.
Which is good for all of us.
It does. And I do that as well. I'm from a Yoruba community where though we are all Yorubas, but I don't speak my husband language. So with time, I got to learn their language. And not really perfect, but each time I see somebody from his tribe, I speak the language, and at times it gives me money. They love me, they embrace me, and it's usually very impressive. So what did you learn, Mr. Olabi? What was your own obstacle?
I think the main obstacle I had was not really understanding that we were raised differently. I would say she was typically raised like a Caucasian. How the kind of breakfast she would have at home is different from the kind of breakfast I have.
You can have eba.
I can have eba in the morning.
Oh my God!
I can remember there was this day I was eating eba and the bone got stuck in my teeth, and she was telling me, how would you eat eba very early in the morning? She would have yogurt, have cheese, have things like that. I've never had cheese in my life until I traveled out of Nigeria. Yogurt, maybe once in a blue moon, I would have that. Maybe I'm having fan yogo when I'm
on the
streets, So certain things like that. And more importantly, I think I got to understand that we're from two different backgrounds. What she loves is different from what I love. There was a time when I'm speaking, because I have a loud voice naturally. She would say, "You're shouting." And I'm telling her that I'm not shouting, I'm talking. And she's like, you're raising your voice. But over time, I got to understand that, okay, when I'm having a conversation with her, no matter how excited I am, I should just bring it down and communicate, because so that she doesn't feel offended that this guy is, or that argument would come, or we're just talking about something, and the moment my voice goes up, she feels like I'm trying to intimidate her, but I'm not actually intimidating. So I got to learn that we are from two different upbringings. She was 32 when we got married, so that means she's been
32. I was not 32.
Oh my love.
I had just turned 31.
31, yeah. So that means for 31 years of her life, she has been raised by someone, raised in a home, raised with a culture, raised with a background. And for myself, that's for 34 years of my life, I've had different experiences, and those things actually come to play. I can't put my experience on her, neither can she push her experiences on me. We have to understand that we've spent a good chunk of our lives growing up differently. Now, how do we make it work? How do we make those differences work in such a way that what I want to have for breakfast shouldn't necessarily be what I've always been having for breakfast? Oh, what would you like for breakfast? Oh, my love, what do you make? Even till today, she doesn't really want to. She would say, oh, my love, what do you want to have for breakfast? If I say, maybe, let's have Gary, she would say, oh, my love, you cannot eat eba in the morning. Let's have something different. So it's just understanding those things. And I think if we can understand that, it brings everybody to a level where we know, let's start from ground zero. We are not starting from where we were. We are building
It's about
something.
compromising.
We are building something together.
It's about understanding each other.
Yeah.
It's about working on each other.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, how has your communication level changed when you got married and everything? You said it has changed.
Yeah.
You were loud, and her nature has actually changed you.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's not about actually going to change the person totally, because when you try to change your partner, you get frustrated.
Yeah. Absolutely.
To an extent, you accept. And I'm sure there are times you allow him to eat ever.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
But you couldn't have always be doing that anyway. It's been an amazing journey with the Olumira. So I'm going to take us to the last question, or the second to the last question. I'm sure as you thrive in marriage as a couple, you're going to have individual, vision. How have you helped yourself to grow, to support each other's vision? Because that has been a lot of problems in marriage. I want to do this, my husband is not allowing me. Have you seen Nasima grow since you married her? Have you seen Olabi grow since you both got married?
Wow. Vision. Yeah, so when it comes to the vision, I think there's something that I've learned with her, understanding that whatever decision I come up with in the home is not for my selfish interest. Whatever we do for the sake of the family. I think that is the first thing that we've looked at and say, it has to be for the family first. And as you put the family first, you find out that collectively, everybody grows. Let me just put it back this way. When I was doing the bakery, it's not that she looked at me and said, this guy doesn't have a vision. No. She looked at it holistically and said, I love the passion that this guy has. I love is drive. And when I look at her as well, I'm like, this person is the person that can say, oh, Labi, we are not traveling in the right direction. Or
She would have told
she
you.
would have told me straight away, like, I think we need to do this. So when it comes to the vision for the home, we sit down. It doesn't matter who brings the decision. And I've seen her grow in that as well, to say, we don't care who brings the decision to the table.
So it's not a way of saying, oh, it's the man.
It's the man.
I'm the head of the house.
I always have
Anybody can bring a vision.
Yeah.
You both are, mandated to support that vision and push forward.
Put it to work. It's like I said, we put the family first. We always ensure that the family comes first. How does it benefit the family? Does it benefit us holistically, or eventually it's not going to profit the family? In raising the children, my love. Yeah.
I was just going to say, like, even we've been thinking about me going back to do like a master's in something, and I just don't want to go and do a master's for doing sake. Whatever I go to do is going to be for us as a family. It has to have an impact in what we are building as a family. So it's not going to be a selfish thing I'll be going for. There's going to be something that will benefit us as a family eventually.
Because we know the importance of knowledge. It's if she has a master's degree, we know the benefit. But overall, do you just want to do it because you just want to have a master's, or you want to do it so that the result you get from it plays a huge role in the family?
That's a very beautiful
So
one.
that is what we do.
Whatever step you're taking, whatever vision you have, must add value to your marriage, must add value to yourself, must even bless the people around you. So going to do a doctorate, going to do masters, what are you doing it for? For you? Is it something that's gonna be, even your children, is it gonna benefit them?
Yes.
Thank you so much. It's about working on each other.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, how has your communication level changed when you got married and everything? You said it has changed.
Yeah.
You were loud, and her nature has actually changed you.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's not about actually going to change the person totally, because when you try to change your partner, you get frustrated.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You, to an extent, you accept, and I'm sure there are times you allow him to eat ever.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
But you couldn't have always be doing that anyway. It's been an amazing journey with the Olumiwa. So I'm going to take us to the last question, or the second to the last question. I'm sure as you thrive in marriage as a couple, you're going to have individual, vision. How have you helped yourself to grow, to support each other's vision? Because that has been a lot of problems in marriage. I want to do this, my husband is not allowing me. Have you seen Nasima grow since you married her? Have you seen Olabi grow since you both got married?
Well, vision. So when it comes to the vision, I think there's something that I've learned with her, understanding that whatever decision I come up with in the home is not for my selfish interests. Whatever we do for the sake of the family. I think that is the first thing that we've looked at and say it has to be for the family first. And as you put the family first, you find out that collectively everybody grows. Let me just put it back this way. When I was doing the bakery, it's not that she looked at me and said, this guy doesn't have a vision. No. She looked at it holistically and said, I love the passion that this guy has. I love his drive. And when I look at her as well, I'm like, this person is the person that can say, oh, Labi, we are not traveling in the right direction. No.
She would have told you.
She would have told me straight away, like, I think we need to do this. So when it comes to the vision for the home, we sit down. It doesn't matter who brings the decision. And I've seen her grow in that as well, to say, we don't care who brings the decision to the table.
So it's not a way of saying, oh, it's the man,
It's the man.
and the head of the house.
I always have
Anybody can bring a vision.
Yeah.
You both are, mandated to support that vision and push forward.
and put it to work. It's like I said, we put the family first. We always ensure that the family comes first. How does it benefit the family? Does it benefit us holistically, or eventually it's not going to profit the family? In raising the children, my love. Yeah.
I was just going to say, like, even we've been thinking about me going back to do like a master's in something, and I just don't want to go and do a master's for doing sake. Whatever I go to do is going to be for us as a family. It has to have an impact in what we are building as a family. So it's not going to be a selfish thing I'll be going for. There's going to be something that will benefit us as a family eventually.
Because we know the importance of knowledge. It's if she has a master's degree, we know the benefit. But overall, do you just want to do it because you just want to have a master's, or you want to do it so that the result you get from it plays a huge role in the family?
That's a very beautiful
So
one.
that is what we do.
Whatever step you're taking, whatever vision you have, must add value to your marriage, must add value to yourself, must even bless the people around you. So going to do a doctorate, going to do masters, what are you doing it for? For you? Is it something that's gonna, even your children, is it gonna benefit them?
Yes.
Thank you so much. If you want to actually reflect on your journey, and what advice will you give young couple there who is already in marriage, who are struggling, who about to decide, who does not really believe about marriage again? What's the strongest advice you want to give to them?
So I'll put it this way.
So if you want to tell what to you, what's marriage?
Marriage is making a decision.
It's a decision.
It's a decision that you make. And that decision, there is no going back.
It's a go. It's a no.
It's a
no
return decision. And I look at it like this. Salvation, there is hope. Look at it, there is always a hope. Nothing is hopeless. I think one of the things I told my wife is, there is no irreconcilable thing that can happen in this wedding. Everything can be forgiven. Everything can be forgiven.
It's like you're looking at the question I have. That should take us to another question. We say, how do you handle forgiveness? How have you handled forgiveness? I'm sure you'll have offended one another.
We've of course, it happens even
every day.
Almost every day. Let me give this scenario. I know it might be funny. Every Saturday, my love loves to clean the house. Every Saturday, the house must be spotless from head to toe. I love to have breakfast on a Saturday. But my love cannot cook when the house is not intact. She would start cleaning the house, and me, I'm hungry. I'm like, hey, this woman has not cooked though. It's 8 o'clock. Oh, 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock. 11 o'clock. She's done cleaning 11:30. She now says, my love, what do you want for breakfast?
11:30.
I'm looking at her like this. Breakfast. It's lunchtime now. Forget about it. I don't want breakfast anymore.
I want main food.
Now it's lunchtime. You're asking me for breakfast. But there was this day I needed to deal with it to make myself understand this. Olabi, you can cook. What is wrong? She is cleaning. Make breakfast for everybody.
Oh, I see. You were expecting her to take a break and come and make the breakfast.
Yeah, because she would say, oh, my love, I want to make you breakfast this Saturday. And I'm like, if you want to make me breakfast, all well and good. Because I can cook. It's not that I can't cook.
I know it.
But I want to make us a breakfast this Saturday, and I'm like,
And it's extending to 11.
it's 11:30. It's no longer breakfast. It's lunch time. Even in UK, they call it dinner. We have entered dinner
That's
time already.
brunch time.
And I had to deal with it, like because it was always causing issue every Saturday. And I'm not joking. It looks very simple, but every Saturday we are always having this issue. And I said to myself, over food, myself and my wife, we are having issue over food. It shouldn't be heard of. I love food. She knows I love food, but she loves cleaning. I want the house to be tidy, and I'm expecting it from her as well. We do it together, but sometimes there's a way she wants to clean it that I cannot clean it that way, and she wants to do it her own way. I just say, okay, my love, if Saturday breakfast is going to cause the issue, two options. Maybe you finish cleaning, we go out to go and have something to eat, or I just make breakfast available, so that by the time you're finishing the cleaning, the breakfast is ready for us all to have. So in order to get over that kind of thing, I needed to understand that there is a walk around it.
So you can walk around everything.
There is
everything.
nothing that cannot be walked around.
And at the same time, if you actually create that vacuum, it can actually destroy your marriage.
Yes.
As little
As simple as it is.
as little as toothpaste, as little as breakfast. So it's about sitting down to find if you love yourself. Love bears all things. So long we sit down to actually work things out. That's amazing.
Can I add something?
Okay.
I also deliberately stopped cleaning early mornings. I started making breakfast as well, and then I did my cleaning after. Or like now, sometimes what I do is overnight in the evening when the girls are asleep, I do something quickly so that in the morning I will not be.
You will not be focused mainly on your cleaning.
Yes. So that we can have our breakfast. Then I can go ahead and do whatever I want to do. That's the way we went about it. But in this our home, we don't sleep over issues. We forgive. And I'm the kind of person, I'm very blunt. I say things the way they are. It can be hurting sometimes, but I say the truth. It might hurt, but I'm not difficult to go back to say sorry when I've done wrong.
That's good.
And
you try to balance it.
Yes.
Because if you are very blunt at times, it can be hurtful.
Yes.
And you are available to just make yourself be able to say sorry.
Yes.
Be humble enough to say I am sorry.
Yes.
Acknowledge your faults.
Yes.
Oh, amazing.
And I give him whatever he wants after that.
That's huge.
And
that's
that one
huge.
is.
Should we go there or let's just cover that?
No. I think we can cover that. For us, I always say something. I make this joke. I'm like, how can in 30 days you did not sleep with your husband for 20 days? It doesn't make any sense. You don't have sex with your husband for 20 days out of 30 days. Because we do say it plays a huge part in a marriage. And I think it should play a huge part in every marriage. You cannot not have sex in 1 week, then 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It's crazy. Because there is even the connection that it builds up. Oh, I'm looking for, I mean, you don't even have, sometimes I'll be kicking her in the middle of the night like this when I'm awake, like, my love, this guy, his body is doing somehow. Because it's sex is needed in a marriage.
Sex is needed. It's the glue that bonds together.
Yeah.
It's build up intimacy. You must be intentional about it. You must call for it.
Yes.
But there are instances where sex where there is, with the activities of life, you get entangled with it. So it's not an excuse.
It's not. You should always make room for it. I think every marriage should make. It might be difficult. I'm just exaggerating to say, okay, at least 20 days out of 30 days. But I don't think you should have 10 days in a 30-day window without having sex with your partner.
The Olumi was, they are taking us on a journey now. If you don't really value sex is important in marriage. It's not something you're going to overlook. You must be intentional. anybody can initiate sex.
Yes.
Are you getting me? It's not about being a man or a woman. You can initiate it. It's just like you're dressing up in the morning and you're naked. You know you have to dress up. So sex is part of the outlook in marriage. And that takes us to the last question. How has your marriage changed your outlook on life? And what are you most grateful for in this relationship?
Wow. Personally, I'm grateful for the grace of God upon our life. Because if there is something I've always wanted, I want someone that can shape in me. I'm still this guy that is being polished. You know, aside God polishing me, she's also doing some polishing, you know, on me as well. So I think meeting her has helped shaping some things in me, some attitudes, some characters, how I view things. I'm a very free person, but sometimes she helps me to be cautious. Like, you cannot live your life free. When you need to be cautious, be cautious. When you need to speak, you speak. When you don't need to speak, keep quiet. You don't have to say anything. So I think marriage has actually helped this area of my life, and you know, she keeps doing the polishing every time, and at the same time I know I'm, you know, doing some work behind the scene. And you know, we go out there, we look like, oh, we don't have issues well, we do have our issues, just that two people who have come together to say everything can be resolved, nothing is irresolvable, and we've just made that a habit, and that's just where we are, and we'll continue to get better at it.
Continue to get better. So what marriage do to us is that it adds value to us. So any relationship that does not add value to you, it's meaningless. So marriage is about adding value to us, building us. You know, as it adds values to you, it does not only bless you. Indirectly, you are laying for the foundation for the future of your children, because in whatever you do, they actually imitate, they look at it. You're giving them a picture of what the future is like between two people. So whether if you fight, if you hit yourself, you're teaching them. And to others in the community as well, to people, to your friends, to your parents, they are happy if you're happy. And if it comes out the other way as well, that's what you have dispensed to the public. It's really been nice having you. It's amazing. I'm gonna give a big round of applause to the Olumiwas. Thanks for blessing us. It's been an honor. You have been my most adorable envy, couple. I really cherish and I love you. I love you guys.
Thank you, love you too.
And I hope that in this journey, the Lord will keep adding value to you.
Amen.
He keep blessing you.
Amen.
You keep increasing you.
Amen.
And you please God as you go along.
Amen.
And you should continue to be a blessing to others as well.
Amen.
Continue to enjoy your marital journey.
Amen.
Marriage is beautiful.
It
is sweet.
Yeah.
When we look at people like you. It's nice having you around.
Thank you so
And
much.
is there a way you can show your love in public?
My love.
Like express your love in public.
Express.
I know you've always said my love, my boo. I don't want that. How do you express? Because love not express publicly, especially the women don't like it. So how do you
Women
express
can
your
be shy?
Oh my God. Express your love in 1 minute.
This is a way of expressing, holding hands, hugging.
Okay. Did I get that? Oh my God. I'm blushing. Well, that's it. If you don't know how to express love publicly, it's not only in bedroom.
Yeah.
It cements your love together. It's a glue.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
And
us.
I hope in the near future, maybe when you're doing your 10th year anniversary, we're going to call you back. You have been amazing. Thank you for coming. And I think I have a little gift for you.
Oh.
It's just a symbol that you've been here, and we really appreciate you. Thank you. The Olumi was.
Thank you so
can
much.
just that's specially for you.
Oh, thank you. Can we all-
You can.
Thank you, my love. make stronger together.
put
You
it
gave me
away.
the black
Oh,
one,
yo,
the
you took the pink.
one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Stronger together.
And that's for your breakfast every Saturday morning.
All right. Thank you so much.
We
Thank
stay
you.
stronger together
Stay
Yes.
stronger together.
in marriage.
Yeah.
God bless you. Thank you so
much.
much.
Thank you for having us.
Next time, January. Oh my loud. Thank you for watching. It's been an amazing journey with the Olumoyewas. And it's season of Christmas. On this note, we want to say Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year till we come your way in January for another fantastic and amazing episode on Stronger Together. If you've been blessed, you can drop your comments until we come your way next on our next episode. You can click the subscribe button, and if you've got any comment, you can drop, and our amazing team, they're here to give answer to your questions. God bless you. Bye.